Hey everyone, this is December 27th, 2024, and this is the Effect DAO call. And here I am handing it off to Jesse and Jeffrey to give us the latest updates.
Hey everyone. Thanks DJ for the intro. It's a very special DAO call as it is the last DAO call of I think this DAO, the EOS based DAO that's been active for 4 years now, which is incredible by itself. So like the very first deployment of the DAO actually happened, I think on the 18th of December, and then the first cycle started on the 1st of January 4 years ago. So it's like the 4 year anniversary as well as the last DAO call, or like I guess we will have some calls along the way as we go forward, but it will be the very last like official call of the EOS operating DAO. So yeah, feels strange. Pretty proud of how long we've pulled through and what we've done over all this time. Awesome, everyone that's still here and that's been here for so long. A really good achievement. And yeah, it's a bit sad that of course this the migration to Solana and the snapshot happening on the 1st of January, which is in just a couple of days, which it's very imminent. So I think part of this call will be to recap and reiterate some of the data and the important information around this migration. But it's strange that it also means that the DAO will stop operating for a little bit. It's strange and sad that that happens. So I think one of the, of course, we hope that we will have an operating DAO on Solana as soon as we can. I think like the next cycle will probably still be started, but they're like after the snapshot, vote weight doesn't really count anymore, as the value and the utility of EFX will go away after the snapshot. There is no real way to count the votes of this last upcoming cycle, but we will probably use the cycle to share some information and at least like back some snapshot and migration details in the blockchain to have that there as a guiding, as just a record that we can always look back to. For this call, I think, we can take it quite flexible. I think what I want to do in a little bit is go over some of the numbers of the snapshot and iterate some of the dates that are important, and like some of the things we should watch out for when it comes to pulling liquidity and where to keep your tokens. I think it's good to just cover that in a conversation. I don't know if you want to share any updates on your end, Jeffrey, before we start with this the general info.
Yeah, I guess just a quick update. It's very positive. Everything's looking very good. We're almost ready to go. Basically, we're just wrapping up some basic last minute visual tests for the front end. But the contracts, the logic is they're already ready to go and audited and tested. So everything is looking very smooth for the upcoming migration to Solana. Other than that, not much updates on the technical aspect.
That's good news. Yeah, it's all looking very positive at the moment. We're basically all set to execute, and the migration process itself looks very smooth. We've extensively tested it. It should be a breeze for anyone to use. But obviously, we're gonna work on the proper support materials and videos closer to the time, especially considering it doesn't really make sense to release too much details before. One thing we all need to be wary of course, is that there will be imitation projects and scammers out there that will launch similar looking products around the migration. So very good to keep in mind for everyone. Also, as people will be coming into the community asking for support, and of course also into the DAO chat, and we should keep it very clear where people find the official links and official information for migrating, and where the portal is to be found. As unfortunately, there's always casualties that arise in these moments, as scammers try to create confusion. And Rochelle, anything you want to share or add at this moment?
Yeah, the things are okay community wise. I didn't think we would run into this, but over the holidays and then today also, I've chatted with some people who were asking what they needed to do with their EFX that they have in their Neon wallet. And they were upset to find out that it's Neo-based EFX and there's nothing you can do with it. So I didn't think we would get some Neo-based EFX communications with this since it's been so long, but they are still happening, which is unfortunate. So that was the most notable thing like this morning. And if you guys have noticed, we've been more active on socials, and it's just the beginning. So yeah, we got that rolling. And I'm excited about this snapshot and the migration. So
Do you remember, Rochelle, the very first DAO call? I'm pretty sure you were there.
yes, I think I remember starting it up. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. And I remembered I found the bug because I'm the only person who ever voted without having any NFX. I voted on our first proposal. And we found a bug because it let me vote. That was
I
funny.
remember, yeah, we used to have some like little glitches and hiccups in the process in the early days of the DAO.
Yep. And I
But
remember
yeah,
our 1 year DAO anniversary. That was cool. And then our 2 year and we've been going along. Ha, Alan, I'm dodgy. No, I just find features.
yeah. But yeah, interesting. There's still people around with Neo EFX. That's yeah, it's unfortunate, but that ship has sailed indeed. There's nothing there we can do. Some people are like, I've seen some people arguing that we've been migrating so much as a project, but I think people don't realize how long we've been around and the history that we've had. Like the moving away from Neo in hindsight was an excellent move as the chain kind of stopped. They even migrated their whole thing to a new chain, and we managed to avoid that. On EOS, I think we're like literally the last project that's still on EOS. Like I don't know any other project that's still there building. We're like the last ones, the sort of soldiers that have been trying to make it work and building stuff and trying to contribute. But I do feel like that ecosystem just is, it doesn't make sense. We're literally the last ones to maintain an ecosystem as a single project is very like a waste of efforts in many ways. So yeah, we have migrated quite a few times, but I do feel like we are definitely not quick to migrate, looking at some other projects and also at the history we've had. And I'm extremely excited about this move to Solana. I think there is so much opportunity, and you can already read and the write-up that DJ did on the history and slightly looking forward for this project, I think was really excellent and inspiring. Thanks for that, DJ. It was a very
Yeah.
good write-up.
Yeah, and I think that also cleared some confusion. I think there was one guy on social media that thought we also migrated to BSC, but that was a bridge. And DJ's article really explained well, that part. So
Yeah, I figured that with our long history, it would be good just to have an article we can all point to for what happened over the last, I guess, 5 years now, right? So we can be prideful in our accomplishments, but also, have a good reason to explain why we didn't quite kick off as hard as we could. And I think the logical conclusion is the EOS ecosystem. I think there is one more project. There's Checks, but just like us, they already migrated to Solana. Well, not migrated. They have a bridge to Solana. So, um, but yeah, there's no real ecosystem. It's basically a desert, as I like to call it. Um, and not even to complain about the technology. I mean, it's worked fast, but the tokenomics made transactions more expensive, and there's no one really to make deals with. People want to have partnerships on the native chain. They want to use what they're used to and also what they find reliable. And so EOS is just not the blockchain for an ecosystem. So I'm very stoked to be migrating to Solana.
And the learning curve, with operating a wallet on EOS, people seem to always have a problem with that versus, easily making a Solana wallet, and things. So I think that'll help too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much happening in the Solana ecosystem, definitely for users and community, and for the DAO, there will be like a wealth of tooling, wallets, like the DeFi ecosystem. It's really alive. That's also a big plus as an ecosystem and project that we will be able to make use of. For now, I think like we were going to share the migration and the snapshot blueprint. It's gonna be released any moment, but I would like, I think, as a teaser to already show the numbers that we have right now. And I just drop it here in the chat if I can. I think I can. And I will cover a few of the dates and just a few of the key points of information that have already been out there, so that everyone is aware, and it's recorded here in the call, and we can fall back on those dates so people don't miss out on anything. So in the chat I will share a little table of the distribution, that how the Effect token will be distributed on Solana. There, of course, this is based on some snapshot that we took of a few days or weeks back. So this is not like the final snapshot data. Things can still change as the token is still active on Binance Smart Chain and on EOS. So it's not a final table or distribution, but it gives a good sense of what the token distribution looks like. It is the same as the situation is now for EFX. Except there is a few allocations that changed. For example, the NFX reimbursement is included. There is an allocation already prepared for staking incentives, as has been discussed on several DAO proposals. But overall, this is what it looks like. And I think one of the major updates to tokenomics is that there is a big decrease in the total supply of tokens. So EFX had an initial total supply of 650 million tokens, but during the migration from Neo to EOS, we already lost around 50 million. So the EFX on EOS that we've been using for the last 4 or 5 years has had a total supply of 600 million tokens. Right now, we're looking at a decrease of another 70 million tokens, because the blacklisted wallets during the migration are not included, which was also covered in proposals in the last the last DAO cycle. So those have just been approved by the DAO in the last voting round. I see a question of Travala about this exchanges and if they shift their wallets. This. That's not. I mean, that's hardly. I think doable. That a blacklisted wallet will be able to disperse their funds over a lot of to sort of go through a mixer and make the funds hidden, I think is very unrealistic that could happen in a short amount of time. So yeah. Also, if they want to save if they wanted to discuss saving their funds, I think they would have had a discussion with us about it, as we were definitely open for that. But I don't think there is an intention from the sides of centralized exchanges right now to help and assist and do right by users. So I don't think that there's a real risk there. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, no, there's not much I think to be done about that. A few important details of the migration blueprint. I will just walk through them one by one quickly. So next to the accounts that are not migrated, like I just discussed, that basically reduce the total supply, there are a few small exceptions and rules that people have to be aware of. First of all, we are not going to migrate very low balances of EFX and NFX. The reason for this is that it's just operationally very, very costly to migrate all these small accounts. A lot of the smaller accounts are configured in a way that make it hard to migrate. Like there is a lot of smart contracts that hold some tokens, and these are all very small amounts. So if the total amount of the account on EOS has less than 5 EFX or 5 NFX, they are not included in the snapshot. So this is more like a small detail. I don't think anyone will have any issue with this. I think the total amount of EFX that's being skipped because of the low balances is 100 EFX or something over I don't know, 3,000 accounts. So those numbers will be published as well. But we're going to skip over that huge number of accounts for a small value because it would just be not doable to assist and to migrate all that the logic for those accounts. Another important part is if you have your tokens on an exchange. I'm not aware of any centralized exchanges that are currently still allowing for withdrawals and deposits of EFX, but if you have it anywhere on a centralized platform, it's important you get it off. Just that's like I said, the team here is not aware of any of those exchanges, else we would have had contact with them. But in case you do have your tokens somewhere centralized, please make sure you hold them in your own wallet and get them off any platforms. And the same goes for liquidity pools. So if you're currently providing liquidity in any DeFi protocol, for example, PancakeSwap or DeFi Bucks, or even on new DEX, if you have tokens deposited there, please remove them to be safe. So please remove them from those platforms and hold them in the wallet that you own yourself. That's, I think, the most important rule people should follow. Other than that, there is not much else to it. The snapshot will be taken on the 1st of January, 24 hours before. The foundation has said that they will pool the liquidity. So it means that EFX will not be tradable anymore in that 24 hours. Or to be safe, it's highly recommended to not trade EFX too much in these last days either. But 24 hours up to the snapshot, please do not trade or transfer EFX just to be safe. And the liquidity will also be pooled, so it means that it will be highly volatile, whatever trading will happen on the token. Those were the informational updates. I don't think there's much more to it. More communications will follow officially, but this was a quick preview and summary that I think is really valuable to already share here. Is there anything you guys want to add, Jeffrey or Rochelle? Maybe information that I missed or you think people should pay attention to?
No, it sounded really good. I think you covered everything. I think there's been a lot of questions about the migration process. like how it's gonna go, and people already kind of want a teaser. Yeah, I can say it to you guys, rest assured, it will be very easy for everybody. There will not be a wallet that will not be working with the migration. So if you have funds on any EOS wallet or BSC wallet, your funds are safe. Just like Jesse already said, make sure you are in control of the wallet and you only. That's basically the only important part. Yeah, every wallet is viable. I heard a couple. I heard Trust, Anchor, of course. Anchor is actually I think the best one to use.
Yeah, the
There's
best.
also a few mobile wallets like Tokenpocket. They will be a little bit harder to use because yeah, you do have to eventually claim on a desktop environment, but it will basically guide you through the whole flow. So you will first start on your mobile device, basically authorize the migration with your mobile, and then switch to a desktop to finish the claim on Solana, basically. But like I said, it will be very clear, and there will be probably no hiccups there. So that's just some of the things I wanted to add, basically.
Oh, and I got some questions too. People were asking, can I use, my hardware wallet with Solana and, specifically like Ledger and stuff, and yes, that works. Although you kind of have to use kind of a go-between, to get that to work. I use Phantom Wallet with my Ledger. So, yeah. And the amount, you also have to have some Sol in your Solana wallet, and a very little amount. I mean, it's the fees are very low. So just a little bit of Sol in your Sol wallet.
Yeah, if you don't have a mobile wallet, Alan, you're good. It's actually better not to have a mobile wallet, but some people on EOS they use mobile wallets like Tokenpocket, and I think Wombat also has a mobile app. Um, yeah, it's a little bit harder. You have to go through like their in-app browser and go to the claim portal on there. But yeah, if you've been using a mobile wallet, you should already know how to authenticate with it, basically. So it will not be anything out of the ordinary. And it's a really basic flow, so you cannot really go wrong or deviate from the flow. Yeah, you wanted to say something, Alex?
Right. So just to confirm, I've been telling this just so I want to make sure I'm being right. You don't need any like transaction from your EOS or BSC side, right? You're only just creating a
Yeah,
message with your wallet and then signing it
yeah,
with Solana.
yes, yeah, exactly. So on EOS, we sign a transaction, but it's not broadcasted, so you don't need any resources for it. And on the BSC side, you sign a message, yeah. So it also doesn't cost any resources. Just make sure, like Jesse already said, also in the beginning, there will be scammers, and will be scammers trying to steal your funds, right? It's a guarantee. It's not going to be an if, it's when with these kind of processes. So just make sure you are on the right migration portal. If you do that, there's basically no risk of getting your funds stolen. But just
Yeah,
make sure you don't click on any weird links, or you don't talk to impersonators on Telegram trying to steal your funds,
yeah,
basically.
none of
That's
us will need your help, or say that we need you to help us to test out or verify or something. No, nope. The claim portal will only be at Effect.ai. So that is it. No weird addresses or anything like that. And no version of me on Discord or Telegram will reach out to you or anything. So
Yes, Miguel and I have updated the FAQ here, and
yep.
I've created a little video to show people how to properly make a ticket. Always be on the like I can't moderate, 100% of the time, and have noticed that whenever someone has a question, like there's always like this bot that immediately creates this link to some, outside source saying that's the support, or like they make some random thread and like I try to ban them, as soon as I see them, but make sure to call them out and say that's a scam if you see it and like there's no moderator around, because it's kind of insidious how they make these false support places. So there's a specific process. It's documented in the FAQ how to create a ticket, and if anyone has questions, just point them to that, and that's all you need to show them. You don't need, so that way they know exactly what to do.
Yep. Yeah, I think they have the bot set to like recognize certain words and then automatically post those stupid messages. It's annoying.
I did have a question. That's another question I've seen commonly asked. So do we have a decision or time that you want to state that the liquidity will appear on Solana? For now I can only assume it's 0 to 7 days, right? The lockup period.
Yeah, a good question. So when you mean when the liquidity will launch on Solana, that will be announced pretty soon. We do not have like it. It will be slightly after. So we know when the migration portal will come online. That will be on the 5th, and it will be later than that. But we don't have the exact date right now. Like it might be a day before, a day after. So I won't mention the date here to not cause confusion. But we're gonna announce that ahead of time when liquidity will appear and when trading can start.
Okay.
On Solana. Of course, there is a lock period. So when the claim portal goes live, there is still the I think 7-day lock period before bridged, like before migrated tokens, basically before they are liquid. So they will start vesting around 7 days after the 5th, and then over a period of 30 days. Maybe worth to look a bit at the proposals, because we had 2 proposals in the last cycle that are now in processing, and both of them passed, but I think one was the winner because I think the proposal stated the one with the most yes votes would be the
Yes, so that's the proposal 210 and proposal 212. I proposed suggested a 10 to 40-day period, but there was opposition to this. And so it was this Caro, I think, published the proposal last second, but it was a good idea. I think it was a very good idea to publish it because it was good to have a debate on it. But yeah, the most popular choice is for a unstaking time of 7-day lockup and 30 days of linear unstake. A lot of DAO members felt that higher than that would just be way too much, and I didn't really want to try to put my foot on the scale because I mean I think it's as long as we have automatic stake, which passed by the DAO, I think we're in a good shape.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt positive for both options. So sounds fair. I think it was a good indeed a good proposal, a good voting round, and it looks like we have a really nice structure now. 7 plus 30 is also sounds very reasonable.
Yeah, and as you
But
mentioned,
yeah, Mikko also said so. We will announce something about the liquidity and
okay,
where it will be and how and which date it will become active.
yeah, I'm sure people are also curious about all of that, such as the what will be the token pair and which the whether you use Radium or Jupiter or whatever whatever you choose to use. But yeah, I guess people will be waiting for that announcement.
Yeah, we will announce the details. Probably like a few pools will be there. There's a lot of protocols, but Solana has a very nice trading, like DEX trading tool, Jupiter, that basically aggregates all the pools that are there. So some thought will go into like the distribution and the pairs, and that will be released pretty soon before the launch.
And then Dove had a question: any plans to contact Solana news publishers or the Solana Foundation?
Of course, like marketing wise, we would want this to be published and covered as much as we can. There, like it's a snapshot and a migration to a new token. So like we're a new exciting project on Solana, and we want people to learn more about Effect and grow the community. And so of course there are plans to contact news publishers, Solana Foundation. Anyone can do that, by the way. I think there is nothing better than also like an organic buzz around the project, people talking about it on socials, and yeah, general excitement is always very helpful. Even when you contact like an organization like the Solana Foundation, the first thing they will do is basically look at what kind of traction you have and how big is your community. So but anyways, yeah, we will reach out. Efforts will be made to get as much eyes on the project as we can organically. That being said, we're not putting like a massive like budget right now into getting publications in the news outlets for published for like paid publications, as these things tend to be very expensive, and they will create like a big like hype. Like that's not something I think we necessarily want right now. We are in a stage where the product still needs to be out there, but like a healthy and good coverage on nice news outlets is definitely something we would like to see happen. But like I said, any support there, and definitely creating some organic excitement and people that are talking about our project on Twitter is something that's definitely necessary as well.
I see Waz has requested to speak. I want to quickly cover the remaining DAO proposals, and then we'll add you there. So, as covered in some Twitter posts, Proposal 208 and 211, there's no grace period for post migration. So, or rather, exchanges won't get any post migration grace period. If you don't have everything in your self custody wallet, that's it. We want to move on to Solana, not look back. Uh, and then, as you said, the token supply will change because proposal 211 passed that all blacklisted EFX should be burned. And then the last two proposals are that I kind of wrote out some principles exchange must follow, because I'm also, in the past proposal, I was elected listing liaison, as some exchanges, sometimes scammers, try to reach out and they say, like, if you make a deposit, we will list your token on our exchange. But like, due to this history of, abusive exchanges, just, stopping support and just like seizing tokens as their own, like I feel like any exchange that the DAO is going to directly work with, like with a deposit, or, building up funds, to have them, list the effect, they have to promise that people will always be able to withdraw, and if they can't withdraw, then they just have to burn the EFX, because I think it's kind of crazy that there's like two exchanges, that just are saying people can't get their EFX. Um, and the other thing, and so the DAO passed that. And the other thing the DAO passed is a confirmation on the vote weight model in the future. And basically, it's just taking NFX out of the equation. It's effect power, which is your stake age up to 1,000 days divided by 200 multiplied by your effect plus your original effect. So when you first start, it's just how much effect you have, but every day you can get more, and at 1,000 days you can have like 6 times your effect as vote weight. And finally, because we're migrating to Solana, the DAO is going to go offline for a little bit until everything is rebuilt, functionally on the blockchain. The constitution will need to be rewritten to deal with the fact that we're changing to a one token model, and in the constitution it's stipulated that if any edits need to be made, they can be passed by the High Guard. So the High Guard will at some point draft and execute a transaction that confirms the new constitution as the DAO reconvenes later, whenever that happens.
But the
And
core principles will not change with the DAO Constitution. Those 5 core principles, very important.
yeah, I don't really intend to change anything except functional aspects to make sure it
Yeah.
aligns with how things are working on Solana. We don't want it, referencing NFX, when that's, been obsoleted. All right, I'm gonna invite Waz, so you may talk if you would like, if you had your questions. And is there anything else we want to discuss on the proposals I covered?
Very good.
I think it's pretty clear. Yeah, no questions from my side.
Did you? I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, no.
So is this next cycle not gonna be anything, or is it the final cycle?
Well, I think I was mistaken once before.
Okay, can you
was
hear
it
me now?
there?
Oh, hey, Waz.
Yes.
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3.
We hear ya.
Loud and clear.
You do hear me?
Yes.
You do hear me now?
Maybe you don't hear us.
Okay, now I think we've got it. I've got a terrible connection here walking my dog on a country road. Just some housekeeping things. Could there possibly contact StockTwits and see if they can get the new Effect token listed? Because I have tried for many, many, many times with EFX and nobody ever responds. Maybe you might have some more weight with them. I think the name of the guy that owns it is Howard Linson, and I think he's on Twitter, but I can't get him to do anything. And while I'm mentioning that, maybe make sure CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap are contacted so we get the new Effect token listed.
Oh yeah, that's definitely important. Well,
That's it.
by the way, you can send me all that the links, for what you said, because yeah, I've been doing that. I remember for a long time on CoinGecko, EFX wasn't listed, and I went for like this process to get them to properly list on PancakeSwap our EFX. So I can definitely get on that. Just send me the links. Okay, all right.
Okay, will do. That's
And,
all.
all right. Yeah, as Waz mentioned, are you on top of because I know like basically during the migration, we can assume that EFX is going to go to 0, right? And so maybe some people aren't going to panic because they haven't been following up on the news. So are you on top of making sure that CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko quickly update it to tell people that there's a new token now and that there was a migration?
Here's the thing, both of those organizations have historically been very slow to update things. Even just website addresses or things like that. But I think they may perhaps move quicker if it's because it's a different blockchain. That's the reason why there's an update. So I'm hoping that they'll be more responsive with this such a big drastic change with the token. But yeah, we have contacts over there and are very familiar with getting a hold of them to update things. So it's unfortunately always going to be up to when they want to publish their changes.
Aside from that, there are Dex Screener and other those decentralized aggregators, and from my experience, you can also submit updates. I guess as soon as once the token contract is live, isn't it live? I know you use like some tool to get the right contract address, but uh I'll be able to up. I got the marketing funds from a prior proposal, and I intend to use them to make sure that there's a quick update to sites like Dex Screener. What are the other ones like all the ones, all the DEX trading sites that list everything. I want to make sure that the Effect token is, has the proper information on there. And usually that you can pay like a few $100 to quickly, have that
Yeah,
done.
that's a really good popular one on Solana, and their fee is $250 or 300 USDT to quickly get things on there. And I have their contact info saved from the last time I had to use them.
Yeah. So the
So
only
once we
thing
have
is,
that stuff, I'll get a hold of you and we'll
oh yeah,
coordinate.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, as long as you
Filled
help
out.
me coordinate, I can also like make
Oh
sure
yeah.
all of them keep getting pestered, to update stuff because I've done that before. Though I think with CoinMarketCap, I think they charge you like $5,000 for an update. So, uh, I think you may need to take care of that one.
Yeah, like Rochelle said, we're on top of CoinMarketCap. Like we've already proposed, like submitted the forms required for it. It's yeah, I've confidence it will be good. We also know some people there. Hopefully, we can get it expedited and make sure the new token gets listed at the right time. But we are like sort of they do have sometimes a history of like they want to do it correctly and they often do it a bit slow. So there is like no guarantees that at the exact date everything will be there. I do have high hopes with CoinMarketCap. When it comes to CoinGecko and some other places, I think it might take a bit of time before the correct new information is shown. But
Yeah,
thanks DJ
well, and
for taking that on, and Rochelle as well. Like any platforms you know of, let's make sure we get the submission forms at least in order.
As Miguel
the
has
chat
shown that.
says the
Oh, go
Bird
ahead.
Eye one is popular and stuff, and that's the one I was talking about. I have their team on my Telegram chats and very familiar with their form and their process. So they're a first one that I'm gonna hit up, and I'll work with you, DJ, on that.
Yeah, and
It was
also,
an easy process working with them the last time I did it.
yeah, and also I'll probably be posting on Twitter, telling them as well, like proving that it needs to be done. So it'll be good to get those likes on those posts, make sure they see it. And yeah, there's definitely going to be people who are going to try to fake the contract for uh fake the
Yeah, some
contract address. So
tools
definitely.
on the deck.
Oh, what were you saying?
Miguel's already finding imposters and stuff with a token address. I remember, what was it, when trading was open, when pools were opened on Radium before, there was like a couple scam Radium pools that were tricking people into thinking that they were an official token. And one cool thing about the team at Radium is you can contact them directly, and they had it down within like 10 minutes of me letting them know, hey, there's a fake token pool on here with them. So yeah, I've seen it before with they don't have the right token address and stuff, and yeah, it's annoying. You're gonna have scammers just popping out of the woodwork. I almost want to make bingo cards for everyone, and you can daub a square on it if you get contacted by a fake team member and see who wins bingo first.
Yeah, they even impersonate me now.
Oh, I know, right? You've arrived. You're famous now.
Yeah,
They
so
even have all the new pictures.
having the contract address on the website, and then if anyone asks, for confirmation, always post the website because that's the best way. You don't want to trust, some random string address someone just posts, in a forum. You always want, third party verification of things. So it's always good to practice that habit. Um, but yeah, I, I think it's expected that they will try to ruse people, but as long as it's all publicly documented, what is the correct address, I don't think the vast majority will have any problem.
There's always going to be a few people that are just quick to push buttons without reading or looking. And unfortunately that happens, but that happens with any token. But we'll all be doing our best, to make sure that we can prevent as many people as possible from doing that.
All right, so did we cover all the proposals? And you said, wait a second, did my brain just freeze? Jesse, you were telling me if this was the final cycle or not?
Yeah, we got cut off. You're right. We were in the middle of that topic. So I think this was the final official cycle, because after the snapshot, EFX is no longer officially recognized, and potentially the utility will go away. So the value is will go away, and I think votes cast after the snapshot are not, yeah, they're not worth anything. So I think the coming cycle is not really yeah, there won't be any value in that cycle. Like, we can potentially post a proposal, although the cycle is already past due and there's no proposals right now. So I think it makes more sense to just not acknowledge this coming cycle as an official one, as the voting that is done is not really, yeah, there is no value in the votes, as the votes are backed by EFX and FX. And soon as the snapshot comes, those are not valuable anymore.
Okay, then let's just say, for the record keeping sake, Proposal 209, Migration, Voting, and Constitution, that's the official one that ends the DAO for the time being until it reconvenes in the new constitution. As I said,
Yes.
the High
Yeah.
Guard shall draft and pass a new constitution updated to fit Effect DAO on Solana, and it will preserve the vote way documented in the proposal. So that way there's what's the word I'm looking for? A line that, that connects everything together.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That sounds right. So that proposal will indeed be the final proposal when it comes to the DAO for now. And then going forward, I think, yeah, at some point in January, it would be nice to have a community call or DAO call without, there is not going to be an official DAO in operation then yet, but it would be nice if we have at least a discussion forum and a call probably hosted by the team
Will you continue
that sort of replace these.
Will you continue the monthly calls, with updates and all that?
I think so. Yeah. No official decision or announcement has been made, but I think we will. I think that's a nice cadence to have, and yeah, mainly to share progress updates, but also to have these.
Yeah, I see no reason why we wouldn't still have meetings and stuff.
Oh, did you mute yourself, Jesse? Oh,
Thank
I
you.
see.
I do have one silly
Yeah,
question.
I'm here. Go ahead.
Well, what's your question, Rochelle?
Has anybody thought about what they're going to do with their EFX that's in their EOS wallet after the migration?
I have spoken with my accountant, and he told me that basically there are ways to transfer the value of my EFX and NFX into Effect. And part of the reason is that it's you know, traditionally, if there's a fork, there's two operating systems, right? When Bitcoin got forked, there's now two working operational Bitcoins. In this case, the EFX NFX is obsoleted. It's not being used for anything. So people can sell it or whatever, and likely what's going to happen is people will all rush to sell it, showing that it's worth nothing. And so what my accountant suggested is I just don't do anything with it at all, like just don't do anything at all, uh, and just documented that it's all been turned into Effect. So that's what I intend to do.
He wrote, "Throw it up in the air and make it rain." Alan says, "Sell it." I think I'll probably like keep it in perpetuity, just as souvenir.
The other thing my accountant said that is if I do sell it, I have to remember that the cost basis is 0 because all the value was transferred to Effect. So if it is sold, it's like I just sold like something new. So, but I think he said it's just better just to leave it, there perpetually because it's obsolete token. It's not useful anymore. The Effect platform, which is it's already cross chain, right, between EOS and BSC, so it moves to a new token. So that's how I'm treating it.
Kill said, "Give it to KuCoin." Oh. But yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, I'm gonna have this wallet with all this EFX and NFX, like the original, the OG stuff.
Yes. Aside from all this, I'm very stoked to
Yeah.
the next month. I don't know if you have time to discuss. It's late, but there's also my article I posted about AI agents and like all how Effect AI is going to be perfect for this ecosystem that's quickly developing on Solana.
Alan, you're terrible. I'm sorry. Yeah, the AI agent stuff is really exciting. Have you seen some of the Solana projects that have the AI agents and what they're doing?
Oh, there's so many of them. Yeah, I followed. I only saw two, which was one wasn't really a AI agents. It was Truth Terminal, which is more just like a joke, and then there's I keep forgetting the acronyms like A1Z DAO. What's it called? AI16Z DAO. And they have a framework, Eliza, like that people can fork and create their own AI agent, and so there's so many of them coming out that way. Which ones have you seen?
Um, there's one that does like AI girlfriends
Oh yeah.
and I don't want to name drop because I don't want to play favoritism and stuff, but I would love to have a real AI agent personal assistant person.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. So there's quite a few exciting projects. There's so many exciting projects on Solana that we could partner with that I've been watching them grow in success for like a few years. Alan, I will let you know because I'll be getting one too. I can always use some extra help. But there's a couple that I've seen, over the past 2 years just grow and their projects expand. And yeah, I'm always watching to see who we can partner with and stuff over with these projects on Solana. So I can't wait. I cannot wait for our V2 to be launched.
Yeah, with Effect Force, there's gonna be some time where Jeffrey and Jesse have to work on, the making it work, on Solana. But I'm hoping very soon we can, publish plugins for these, open source AI agent like GitHub repositories, so people can just connect to Effect AI just like how they make, Solana transactions. If they want to, use the Effect SDK, it's right in there in the plugin. That would be awesome.
Huge open source community too on Solana. So many projects are open source, and I just love that. It just makes it easier for everyone to work together.
Yeah, 2025 is going to be a big year for AI agents. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I was away from the mic for a minute, but absolutely, AI agents are very exciting, and developments done now, and indeed the projects that are thriving on Solana around AI agents are very interesting. I think indeed we're going to see some very cool use cases for AI agents. The tooling around them is also extremely interesting, like the ELISA toolset, but there's all kinds of open source frameworks, not necessarily Web3, but a lot of Web3 projects do use them, like LangChain and the likes. That would be very cool to integrate with as Effect to provide human data.
Yeah, that would be great because, yeah, I think in the prior DAO call you mentioned that on Solana, the prospects of the fiat on-ramping for, dollars for tasks type situation is actually much more possible now, and that can make it much easier to integrate with actual just Web 2, LangChain and other AI agent tools.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's so many more tools, and fiat on ramping, off ramping is also a very important tool to have better adoption and usability. Alan is asking of any partnerships lined up. Yeah, that's too early right now to comment on. So right now, no, not anything concrete that's about to come out. We're first going to instantiate the product on its first level, and there's enough potentials though. So too early to comment, but definitely something that will be a hot topic soon enough. I have to drop off, guys. Sorry, I have like a couple minutes left, but I don't know if there was any topics that we still had to cover.
Oh, here we go. There's Steven. So do you want to sign off and close the final DAO call of EOS? Any closing statements?
Yeah, the final cycle. Let's close it now officially then. Thanks everyone. Like I think this final cycle was also one of the most epic cycles when you look at the proposals that were made, when you look at the engagement that we had in the last few DAO calls. So I'm very excited and happy to see the way in which we closed the 4-year anniversary of the DAO basically, and how we closed the final cycle. So yeah, extremely grateful, guys, to everyone that contributed. Amazing work, but I couldn't be more excited for the next year. And as we said before, the priority of all of the team at Effect will be to have our product operational really quickly and make sure we can integrate with tools and get partnerships with all the cool AI agent projects out there on Solana. But really, really close to that, and out of my personal excitement, and what I would love to see is to have a operational, improved, and bigger DAO running on Solana as soon as we can, as I think the DAO has been the driving engine of this project now for quite a while. It took a long time to get started, but the natural organic growth has been amazing to see. So thanks everyone, especially thanks to DJ. Amazing work over the last months in content and organization, but also thanks to everyone in the DAO. So with this, I will end the last cycle. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jesse. And yeah, to add, thank you everyone for participating in the last, 4 or 5 cycles where we all, discussed the various things for the tokenomics of the future. We have made a lot of changes, and I think we're all very, very excited to go to Solana and go to the big city from the EOS desert and just interact with everyone else and show them off, that how great of an idea this project is. and we can really just. I don't even have words to say, but I'm really excited, and I'm glad that you're all here to work together to expand the Effect AI.